Hey guys, how's it going? It is your boy, Manga Mandrew, and I'm here to do my manga reaction and review to Chainsaw Man, manga chapter 123. 1, 2, 3. Also, happy Pi Day, 314. Yes, it is Pi Day, and we are getting a chapter on Chainsaw Man on this day. So, hopefully this is going to be a wild and crazy chapter. Oh, we both know what's going on. We already know why we're here. We want to see what is going to be going on with ASA, with Yoru, and the primal devil that we saw last chapter. So let's just dive right into it and see what primal fear this is going to embody it, and how is ASA and Yoru going to get out of the situation. I want to say alive, but I do not think that, well, you know what, they are the main characters, so they're probably getting out of this alive, but not unscarred, as we are revealed to Chainsaw Man 123. Okay, that's a French word, horse devil. I have no idea what that means. All I know is that you just have the whatever this creature is just walking around with multiple limbs. It's picking up a woman, twisting her head off, putting it, okay. So she literally takes the head off of a woman, puts it upon herself, and it's like, oh dear. Oh, and the noises. I'm gonna try to get rid of, no, I can't get rid of those noises. Yeah, we're just gonna go with it. If a car goes by, a car goes by, and we just pause me and continue. But yeah, okay, yeah, no, this devil definitely has sentience, and she's like, I'm being quite indecent. I don't like the fact that she is saying this with something hanging between her legs. As she points a finger up, we see Kanji's like whoosh. She's probably sending clothes in her direction, most likely. Whoa. Actually, I'm completely wrong. She did not put the head on her torso. She's just holding the head in her hand and just summoned clothing, specifically like a chef's hat, chef's clothing. I'll be your chef tonight. Falling Devil is my name. Falling? The fear of falling? Ooh. I mean, when you really think about the fear of fall, yeah, you know what? That kind of makes some sense, the fear of falling. And she's like, I'm visiting at the request of the residents of hell. A word of warning, those who don't finish their food will taste death. What does that even mean? As you have Yoda's like, Asa, snap out of it. The devil's power is causing our negative feelings. Now then, allow me to begin cooking. Of the two of us, only you can create strong weapons. Are you listening? As Yoda is like walking, is like, for the first course, it will be my pleasure to feed you. My horse devil, la route vola. What does that mean? What do those French words mean? You know what? I'm pausing it now. I have to look up what this means. Alright, give me a second. Oh. It just means an appetizer or starter in a small dish served before a meal in European cuisine. Oh, I get it. It's the starter. It's the beginning. Oh, as she apparently claps her hands, and she's like, La route vola, as she claps, and oh no, I have a bad feeling. Something bad's about to. Wow. We're just cutting to an Asa flashback as we see her, like, I believe she's, oh, okay. I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but she seems to be like in a school or at her house or around her house in the countryside, playing, reading a book with her cat, as her mother's coming. It's like, Asa, can we talk? And she's like, what is it, mama? Oh no, actually no, this is her teacher. It's ma'am. It's about your cat. Why don't we have my friend who likes cats take her? Huh? One of the other kids is allergic, and it's unhealthy for you too. You depend on that cat's companionship instead of interacting with other people. Okay. I don't wanna. Oh no. As you have her sitting next to her, it's like, all the orphans here, devils killed their parents. Mine too. My mom was killed by that recent typhoon devil. Oh, she's in an orphanage. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. This actually makes a lot more sense with the cat. Oh, and that's the cat that her mom's, or she tried to save, and then her mom tried to save her, I think. Okay, that's interesting. And she's like, but you know, they can still laugh and play outside because they became a family here. Your cat's the only cat here. Don't you think you'd be happier living at my friend's house with other cats? As you just have Asa just looking over, and it's like, Crambon. Crambon? Replied by most likely the teacher, or like, not the teacher, but the head of the orphanage, I guess, in this sense. His name's Cambon. Make him happy. Aww. As she apparently takes the cat, and now she's sleeping. It's nighttime. As you have someone talking to Asa, it's like, Asa, are you asleep? What? Where's your cat? Why? Because when we went to the river to play today, there was a cat like yours at the bottom. Whoa! That got real. Oh, that got real dark. Okay, that got real dark real fast. She's like, hey, you two, it's lights out. Go to sleep. And you just have Asa looking over. It's like, ma'am, Cambon's okay, right? And you just have her looking at Asa as like, everyone here lost their family. You can't be the only one with a family member. Isn't that unfair? Whoa! Okay. I just finally realized why we never saw the cat in present time. This woman killed her. Oh, wow. What? That's dark. Oh no. That's horrible. Oh, wow. As Asa begins to scream, she's falling into the darkness. I get it now. Falling into the darkness, as luckily enough, she catches herself on like the railings as everything is flipped on its head. People are like just standing, but she's the one that, oh gosh. I get, oh, okay. Oh, wow. And Asa's not the only one. You just see a whole bunch of people that are just falling upwards into the sky. You see a businessman with his little bag. He's like flying upward or falling upward. And then you just have everyone else within this crowd also falling upwards. People see it as we are showing how they are perceiving the world. Like they're actually falling into the sky somehow. I have no idea how this is actually happening. Actually, but no, we definitely know how this is happening. It's because of the devil, as this devil is like the falling devil, as we will call it. It's like, the lower the heart sinks, the higher the body falls. That's the concept of this dish. May the flavor of past traumas delight your taste buds. As we see this dude falling, opening a door, falling into the door, it's like, Asa, I can't enter your body. Don't be afraid. Oh, and the chapter just ends there. Whoa, okay. This was... Okay. All right. I get it. Okay. All right. Let's put together like why this makes a lot of sense for this moment. Okay. Let's go through the chapter. Let's go through the review. This puts into perspective what we saw last chapter, where like the people were like, "Hey, you just want to die? Yeah, sure. How did they die? By falling." Fujimoto, that's actually I like that. And let's go over this chapter a little bit more. This was funny. This is weirdly dark for of a chapter, and it's not like dark as in like, oh yeah, blood, murder, guts, where we do see a woman's head being twisted off of a corpse. That does happen, but like the darkness of it is more or less in Asa's flashback. And first of all, the fact that we're getting Asa's flashback, a little bit more of her history before the present story, I love that. I really do enjoy that. And we see that where she is right now, she's in an orphanage, or she was in an orphanage. That makes so much sense. She had a cat, which makes sense because she did save the cat right before her mother died. She was building a connection with the man, the woman of the orphanage, and we see that she is a horrible piece of shiitake mushrooms. I will say it like that, because she literally drowned a cat. Like, if you are killing animals, that already brings you to the top of the do not F with list for me. Right next to Hitler, Stalin, and child people that do things to children that is not fun. Yeah, you're up there. But no, we do get to see a little bit more about a character, and it's very interesting, showing that she always has, or she really was always like this type of person, someone who wants to be alone but still craves companionship, and she always tries to do the right thing in the end, and a lot of the times it just comes back and bites her on the butt, and we see that even in a flashback we see this. But probably the most interesting part of this chapter is really getting to see what this devil is, and it's the falling devil, the fear of falling, which you may think this is one of the primal fears of the world. This is something that we should be afraid of. And I mean, it kind of makes sense, because when you really think about the aspect of falling and how people feel it, like the fear of heights. Yeah, the fear of heights is something else, but the reason why people fear heights is because they fear falling and hitting the ground. And even if like you're about to trip and fall, your first thought is always like, oh no, I'm about to fall. No one ever truly just wants to fall. And because of that maybe base instinct inside of everyone and everything, that may be the reasoning why she is a primal fear, because it's something that every human is going to experience, and it's just inherently something that people don't want to do. No one ever wants to fall, and this concept of falling can apply many different ways. Like physically falling, like from steps, from just tripping on your own shoes, falling out of the sky in a plane, to just more of the metaphysical or like the mental things, like falling into darkness, falling into a bad mindset, falling into depression, and even the idea of like falling to your death. All of these things are fears derived from falling, so it makes sense that falling may be this primal, that's the word I'm looking for, primal devil. And I really like the fact that it does have a more female appearing, I say female appearing because she said that she was indecent, but luckily enough she covered up. But I do like her, like what it seems to be like her personality is a little bit more proper, a little bit more subdued, and has the characteristics of a chef, and most likely a French chef. And the fact that she starts off by saying this is going to be the starter, there could be different ways that we can interpret that. It could be like the starter, or like the main dish, or the appetizer for the primal fears. Maybe all of the primal fears have like a sort of like food or like dish aesthetic to them. Maybe you're gonna have someone that's an appetizer, then you're gonna have the main course. I think that's probably where Fujimoto is going to be going with this. We're going to have like a starter, we're gonna have an appetizer, title of a chapter, then we're going to have like the main course, and then we're going to have a dessert. We may have other dishes in between, like tea time or something like that. But overall, I really like the aesthetic of this primal devil, and just the chapter ending with like, once again, the more metaphysical concept of like falling into like your own mindset, into like a sort of like depression like state, and how it is affecting everyone. If you have any type of trauma that is really like weighing you down, hey, it will cause you to actually fly upward or fall in a sense, and it really twists the world in like its place. And it's not like just like a normal like, oh yeah, one or two people are being affected like this, or Asta's the only one being affected. Like, no, literally everyone. If you have trauma, you have something going on mentally inside of you, you are going to be falling into that literal and metaphorical darkness. The sky is literally pitch black, as you literally have Yoru trying to tell Asta's like, yo, you need to like calm down, you need to not be afraid. And we have no idea what happens when you fall through that door. Maybe you fall through that door, you face your fears for indefinite periods of time until you die. Maybe falling through that door means instant death. We don't know. We know that Asta is being affected by this because Asta has a whole bunch of trauma with her. So most likely within the next few chapters, we're actually going to be addressing that trauma more like forward, more like in the forefront, more of like a up in your face, getting to see why Asa is just such a pitiful sack of just trauma and angst, and maybe she's going to build upon that, which could lead to her in the end of this small arc, or however long this arc is, killing a primal fear. Or, you know, Denji just comes out of nowhere, kills the primal fear, and is like, hey, what's going on here? Because obviously that's something that Denji would do. He would get involved in a situation, have no idea what's going on, and then be like victorious in there. Or we're just going to be focusing on Asa and Yoru, and that they're going to be working together to get over her trauma, her pain, causing her not to fall into the darkness anymore and eventually be able to face off against the falling devil. Now, maybe the aesthetic of the falling devil, maybe there are going to be multiple appetizers within this actual fight. Maybe the next chapter is going to be like an entree or a main dish, and then the ending of this arc is going to be like the dessert or the finale. We just don't necessarily know, but hopefully we're going to be keeping this theme of like falling into darkness, falling into your metaphysical darkness, your fears, your trauma, and then eventually being able to pull yourself out of that and prevent yourself from either falling any further or being able to pick yourself up and reach the ground once again. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this chapter. I think that this is a very interesting chapter. I could probably do a little bit more analysis of it if I wanted to, but I think that I am satisfied with what we have right now. I think this was an amazing chapter. Once again, art, everything about Fujimoto, everything that he did about this chapter is amazing. Really like the design of the new devil. Really like how Asa's interacting with this fight and how this is not seeming to be a very conventional fight. So I'd like to see where this is going to be going within the next few chapters. But unfortunately, we are going to be on a 2-week break, which is fine, but I am looking forward to seeing what's going to be going on in the next chapters. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more content like this, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel to see my more Chainsaw Man reactions and reviews, do all that cool jazz, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you in my next video. Goodbye. There we go.